The wish of all people is to live in heaven. The reason we have religion and the reason we live is to be born and live in eternal heaven. Most people living in the world would have had the following thought at least once. If an omnipotent and omniscient God exists, He would have made man complete when He created the world, so that we would not have to live in pain and suffering, and that we would live in a perfect world instead of this unjust one. Although it may seem as though we live how we wish by our own will, we actually live by the providence of God. Your life right now, the environment in which you are living, everything, is due to the will of the living God in the universe. Although there was no purposeful intention behind the creation of man, all creations and the world, it can also be said that because God is complete, everything was created so that as many people and creations as possible could be saved on this earth, which is complete heaven and paradise. In order to save as many people as possible, people will be harvested at a time when the human population density has reached its peak. In the Bible, it says that man had sin from the moment Adam and Eve ate the fruit of good and evil. From the moment that man had the mind of discriminating between good and evil, he began to discern what goodness and sin are. This is the meaning behind eating the fruit of good and evil. While man and all creations are the children of God, having been created by God, man began to have sin from the moment he began to discriminate between good and evil. We are able to live because the sun exists, and also because the stars, the moon, and the earth exist. Because of these celestial bodies, man's mind turned away from God and changed to a self-centered and selfish mind. A mind that is self-centered and selfish is trapped within itself and is dead. In the Korean Declaration of Independence, dated March 1st, 1919, it was written that Korea had a population of around 20 million people. It became free from Japanese colonial rule in 1945, only for the Korean Civil War, the national tragedy, to break out a mere 5 years later. After that miserable time, the population of North and South Korea combined grew to around 75 million people, less than a century later. During times of war, the population density always spikes sharply. When I was young, it was common for families to have more than 8 children because so many of them died. If people all had the mind of God from the beginning, there would have been no wars or human greed, and the population would not have increased to this extent. They would not have felt the need to procreate because they would have been satisfied and the human species would have died out. The world was made to be an unreasonable place so that man would sow his seeds widely, filling the world with people. This was in order for the Maker, Truth, to have a good harvest. Since this was the providence of the Creator, man was unable to become free from the comforts of his false body and mind, or from making a living to survive. Man should now escape from that darkness and become one with the will of the Creator and truth. Man can become truth only when the existence of truth comes as a human being. While teaching this meditation, I found many people are foolish. They are happy when they are told that they can become truth, but they are not so pleased to discover that I, the person teaching them, am also truth. They should know that if thousands of people have become truth, then the teacher teaching them must also be truth.